Bro,
Sure enough, I
the
made
little
a
kid
beeline
was
for the
bad.
Nintendo. Screw you, sis, I got video games to observe.
Yeah, I know you see me, you're liking the video. Click like and subscribe if you join the crew.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jazzy TV for another Jazzy Reacts video. For today's reaction video, I'm going to be reacting to this video called Daycare Stories. Now, I found this video. It's #1 on trending. I'm trying to see what it's about. It's from this page called Let Me Explain Studios. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that before. This is my first time hearing about it. But I guess they're going to do a little story time and we're going to react to it. I have no idea what's going to be on this video, but let's just get straight into it.
Oh, hello, my geeks and peeps, my explainers and entertainers, my little oodle-lollies.
Where's her mouth?
Param here. So, did you know I was a daycare kid? Probably not, because I've never mentioned it before.
Everybody was a
Makes
daycare
sense,
kid.
given that mom and dad were both working parents, and leaving one's infant at home alone is generally considered problematic. Now, I know it might be hard to believe, but I haven't always been the pinnacle of refinement and maturity.
These are some kind of like cool little graphics they do for a story time.
As a kid, I was a bit of a rascal. For example, the box story. Now at this daycare we had a big playroom, and in this playroom there was a dark little alcove where custodial stuff and equipment was kept all the time.
She was drinking
and
bleach.
One morning during playtime I noticed someone had left a large box there. Big enough for a child to hide behind.
Oh my god.
Now there's a concept that I call kid logic, and it's basically just a name for that randomness that kids possess, or the absurdity that is their reasoning sometimes. For example, when I saw that box, that's when my kid logic kicked in, and I said, I'm gonna hide behind that box for as long as possible and see what happens.
That's how the kids go up missing.
When the adults weren't looking, I slunk behind the box and crouched down, hiding myself entirely. I must have stayed there for half an hour before playtime ended.
Probably got locked in the
They ushered all
closet.
the kids away to a different room for a new activity. And funny enough, the adults were none the wiser I was gone. I've beat the system. Now this is what gets me. It took an hour of me hiding before an adult came back to the room and visibly began looking around for something. Couldn't imagine what it might be. Now where did I leave that small child? Must be around here someplace. I peeked my head up over the edge of the box to watch, but that proved to be my undoing. I was spotted! I've been compromised! I got in big trouble for that, of course.
She would've got a whooping.
I was not good at getting away with things when I was a kid.
Here comes
As you'll
the
see in
ad.
the next story. Now, one time at this daycare, they brought in a whiteboard, and you were only allowed to draw on it with adult supervision. Okay, I won't draw on the board. Instead, I stole a green dry erase marker when no one was looking and proceeded to decorate my face.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
listen, I didn't break the rules. They specifically said don't draw on the board. They said nothing about my face. I put the marker.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's actually really smart though.
Please
She
spot
did
an
it.
adult. Becca, did you do this to yourself? No. Did somebody do this to you? Yes. Who did?
She knows she's lying.
Well, sheesh, I hadn't thought I had that far. And I honestly didn't even think to blame another kid. Instead, that good old kid logic kicked in, and I came up with the most foolproof story that was sure to get my hide out of trouble. I was minding my own business looking for something to play with, and then the Marcus came over and marked on my face.
I thought she was gonna say she fell or something and
I
the
will
cut was
never
on her.
understand how that daycare worker kept a straight face, but off to timeout I went. So, what are you in for? Disrupting the status quo? Whoa, I stuck gum up my nose. Something I haven't mentioned yet is that my sister Rachel also went to this daycare, and because she's 2 years older than me, she got to be in the big kids program called the Superstars, and I was so jealous
Always
that
coming up
I
with
took to
names.
calling them the Stupid Stars. Extra crispy on that burn there, little Becca. But one thing that will always be a significant memory to me is the day I discovered that the Superstars had a Nintendo. Better yet, they had Super Mario Brothers.
Bro.
And that, my little oodle-ollies, was the first
Now
time
you
I
know
ever
when
saw
they
a
first came
console
out,
video game.
that was the
I
game.
thought I was looking at magic. And that became the only thing I ever
Those graphics
wanted to
were
do
probably
at playtime,
horrible,
was go over to
too.
the big kid area and watch them play Super Mario Brothers. Don't you dare tell me that gamers aren't real entertainers. I was watching people play video games long before the Appliers and Septiceyes and D-Pies of the world made it a thing. But when playtime was over, the
Cutie
daycare
pie.
staff had to pry me away, kicking and screaming from that TV set. One day, however, I came up with a brilliant idea. When they pulled me away from the big kids' corner and sat me down with the other little kids, I proceeded to scream and cry that I missed my big sister, and nothing was gonna console me except being allowed to be with her in the big kid area. I guess the adults didn't know what else to do, so they actually let me go back over. Holy Crayola, that actually worked.
Bro,
sure enough, I
the
made
little
a
kid
beeline
was
for the
bad.
Nintendo. Screw you, sis, I got video games to observe. It didn't take long for an adult to catch on, and I was eventually pulled away again. When I tried the same shtick, they gently said, Becca, you say you miss your sister, but every time you go over there, you just watch them play video games. Okay, maybe they had me there. I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty solid accusation. Alright, grown-up, I'll concede to you this time. But one day, I'll be grown-up, and I'll watch all the video
Don't rush for that, I'm telling you.
Don't you mean play them?
Bro, another ad is coming.
Now I've saved the best story for last. Even when I started kindergarten, there was no escaping this daycare. Because one of the services they provided was picking up children from my elementary school and taking them back to the daycare.
I hated that.
So every day.
So story real quick. You know what? Actually, I'm going to save that for another story time about something that happened to me when I was supposed to go to daycare. That's going to be my own story time. So comment below if you want to see that. I'm going to keep going with this video.
I didn't get picked up by a parent or get on a normal yellow school bus. I waited for a big white van. That sounds rather nefarious now that I say it out loud. But yeah, Rachel and I would wait for the van, pile in with the other kids, and go wait to get picked up at the daycare. And this was a routine my kindergarten teacher knew. She was a very good teacher and kept track of the way each of her students were supposed to go home. So she would make sure I got in that van. Well, I was getting a little bored of the routine. And here's good old
She
kid
probably
logic
snuck
again, because
off.
many of my classmates would get to walk home. And for some reason, I decided that was the cool thing to do. I aspired to walk home. But that wasn't gonna happen with Miss Responsibility Pants botching my whole operation. So like the little devil I was, I waited until we had a substitute teacher. Alright, here's your evil genius learner's permit, kiddo. When school ended that day, instead of getting into the daycare van, I hid behind a brick pillar and waited for the van to leave without me. Funny how my sister never said anything. She must have been like, alright, I guess she died. As soon as the van left, I headed off on foot. My house was within walking distance, only about a mile away. But I began to think as I walked that no one was actually going to be at the house, and I had no way of getting inside. Probably should have thought of that before. So instead of walking home, I made the executive decision to walk to the daycare instead. Now, I knew what I was doing was against the rules, because every single time I saw a white vehicle of any sort coming in the distance, I would duck behind a tree or bush as fast as I could.
Kid,
when I was so
she could have just got the ride.
See the daycare up ahead, I noticed what was most definitely a white van approaching, and the only tree immediately available was thinner than me. So not only was this tree already insufficient at hiding me, but when I jumped behind it, I didn't think to put the tree between me and the line of sight of the van. So when the daycare staff approached, this is what they saw.
Bro.
I'm revoking that evil genius.
I thought he was going to drive right past the kid.
The van, made me get inside, and guess who I found in the back seat? The snitch that ratted me out. My own
Yo, snitches
sister.
Get stitches.
How could you? We were brothers, you and I. Wait. And that is just a handful of examples of what a little monster I was.
Bro, I know these videos are actually really good how they did story time. They make me want to try to do one. I'm not going to do it like theirs, but I think I need to do a story time and tell you guys what happened to me when I actually left school when I was supposed to go to daycare, and I'll tell you guys what actually happened on another video. But I can see myself doing more of these because these stories are actually kind of funny to see what's going to happen. But that's going to wrap up this reaction video. If you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button. And also, I have a giveaway coming every month, the Cash App giveaway, and you have to comment a special code below to be entered in the giveaway. Not only do you have to comment below, you have to follow my Instagram so that way you know when I'm going to do the winnings and everything like that. So my Instagram's there. The link will be down in the description below as well. But today's code word is daycare. So comment daycare below and you'll earn an entry in the giveaway. But that's gonna wrap up this video. I'll catch you guys in the next Jazzy Reacts video or Jazzy TV blog. So catch you later.